Hello everyone, it's me, Dogelord55 here. And today was a video. As you all know, today is the first day of August, and this is a time where I should be posting more content. I haven't been posting a lot of content last month because I was in my summer camp, and summer camp was kind of in the way of everything. But today was my final day of summer camp, and now it's August, and now I'm back to my normal swing of things as normal. Today, of course, I have to talk about this about my thoughts of the 2019 Spirit Halloween season as it kind of went very fast. I mean, the Spirit Halloween season is finally here. Um, I've kind of been like thinking about it since like March now that like I hope Spirit Halloween will have really good props this year and really good themes, and this year they really I think have done that, and I'm really glad that actually came true because the props and the themes this year are just awesome. I mean, they're just so cool. We have a lot of new locations this year. There's a lot of I'll talk about that in a few minutes or a little bit, but there's a lot of new locations this year. So basically, like I said, this is my video talk about what I think about Spirit Halloween 2019. I also want to let you know, of course, since this is Spirit Halloween time, I will start doing videos soon, probably within the next few weeks. I'm gonna guess is when I'll start the Spirit Halloween tours. So yeah, so stay tuned for that, guys. Um, First off, I want to let everyone know. Okay, first, let's talk about for the Spirit of 2019. So first off, the themes this year are basically like off like water related. So they're like basically off like I say harbor water type. So basically, the front theme is like called the Reaper's Wharf, and it basically has like a boat in it. The boat is called the SS Riptide, which I think is really cool. That the boat looks really awesome. And then the back theme is the part that's actually like the thing that it says on the sign in the front that says Reaper's Wharf. Like it says live bait, saltwater inn, and like, and I'm blanking on the last one. Oh yeah, I think it was like I can't remember. I just can't remember what the last one is. Oh wait, now I remember. The repair shop. I think it was. I can't remember though. But that back theme is basically what that's supposed to be as. But it is also like a two theme. The back, like the back theme is like it's sort of like a harbor like type wharf. I'd say like little small valley or like little city kind of, and you walk through is sort of like an aquarium, so it looks really cool. The themes, I kind of like how they actually made the themes really different, so it didn't feel like something where it's just like they made it look like a normal theme that you've seen before. They actually make it have this different spice up to it, and I just really like that's how Spirit decided to do the back theme this year because the back theme looks really cool. Anyways, though, guys, I do want to talk about the props and all that because I know that's kind of like I guess the main thing that you all want to see. But so here's my thought on what I think about the props. I'll kind of do them how they were announced, I guess, in sneak peek order. So let's talk about this. So first prop we got announced back at the end of June was the prop called Bloodthirsty Betty, and I do think she's really cool. She's not one of my favorites, but she's on definitely on my honorable mentions list. I really like how she's kind of like a menacing Molly type mix, I'd say. Kind of hanging on a wall, sort of like possessed wall hanger, that type of thing, where she kind of hangs on a wall, I guess I'd say that. Well, she can actually go on the ground too, but she can go on the wall also as well. But she looks really cool. I really like her movement. Yeah, she's a cool prop at first, Betty. I do like her. I think the noise on her is kind of a little like I don't know how to describe it, but it's fine. It's a good prop. I do like Bloodthirsty Betty a lot. Next prop they announced, I think it was a few weeks after. Yeah, it was a few weeks after they announced her. Was Experimental Eddie, who's actually one of my favorite props this year. He is really cool. I really love how he's basically like a sort of like he's sort of like a Frankenstein's monster type thing, but he's sort of supposed to be like in the description of the Spirits website kind of explains him as like a lab technician type guy who accidentally got caught during this experiment out in the weather and accidentally gets like he messes up the experiment and the live wires are on him. I just think it's a really cool idea, It's definitely something Spirit has never done before. And usually when I see a lot of these props that are like electrical and having something to them, I do like them, but they kind of still need, I think, a little better creativity to them. This year, I think this prop, Experimental Eddie, definitely is a really great idea for one of those. Like last time I seen a good execution, like like a live wire prop. I mean, I do kind of like the electrified corpse. I wasn't a huge fan too much on, of course, the fenced in high voltage zombie, but this one we've got is really really cool. And I do like the electrified maniac and then death row, of course, from years before. But anyways, this is a really cool prop, so I really like experimental Eddie a lot. He's probably on my fourth favorite this year. Next up, after Experimental Eddie, we got Sam. So Sam is from, if you might know this character, he's from a movie called Trick or Treat, which was released around 2007. It was a horror movie that was released to, I think it was released to theaters in 2000. Yeah, it was I can't remember. I think it went to theaters. I'm pretty sure it went to theaters in 2007. It definitely went to. But anyways, basically Sam is is like the main character for the movie, and they have a lot of merchandise of that character this year. And they have like a hanging version of him, like just like a little hanging guy. But here's the thing: Sam is really cool. Also, one of my honorable mentions. I know people are saying he's basically like a shorter version of Michael Myers because I mean that's what he pretty much is. He's basically like smaller, like Michael Myers. He has like the same exact movement as Michael Myers. But I don't know. I just thought this was he was really cool. I like how the way when it comes to licensed props, I think the licensed props are really really good. I'd say. It's kind of too bad that Jack and Sally are not coming this year. I do know they're supposed to be, I think, on Home Depot, but I heard they were going to, I think, just going to be online only. I think that's what I heard, but I'm not sure. But I knew there was somewhere on Home Depot. So I was thinking we were going to get like an Oogie Boogie prop this year, but that's not going to happen, of course, because we already know pretty much everything. So next up after that, it was actually announced the same day as Sam, which is probably my least favorite prop this year. I know a lot of people don't like it, and it's just because I just don't like it because I'm not a big fan of the dragon type props in my opinion, and of course it's the Arctic dragon. Yeah, when I saw the prop, I just wasn't too big fan. I thought it was going to be online only, but it turned out to be it was going to be an in-store 2019 prop, so I was like, I guess it doesn't matter. But I just still don't like it because, like I said, I'm not a big fan of those dragon props. Well, it's probably going to be really huge in store. And probably might even be good on display. It's just the actual prop itself is just not my type style. It's in my opinion. I'm not a huge fan of the dragon props. I feel like a lot of the dragon props are kind of like the same, pretty much. That's I guess what people say. I know, but yeah, not a huge fan of the dragon props in my opinion. Next up after that was they announced it the day after was Grouchy the clown, and I think he's okay. Recent videos I've looked back on him, he actually kind of looks better than how I first reacted to him. What I didn't like about it is I guess because it was a crouching type prop. I guess it's sort of like the same. Well, it was different because he's a little more life sizer than the crouching props that Seasonal Visions does. I don't know if it's made. I don't remember which company makes it. I don't know, but he's really cool. I mean, he's decent. I mean, he's decent. I mean, he's not my favorite, but I guess looking at more of his videos, like rewatching, he actually kind of looks a little better, but he's sort of still on my decent list, I'd say. Crouchy, yeah. But he's still good though. He still looks pretty cool. Next up is the tortured torso, and this prop actually I do kind of like. It's also in the decent list. What I don't like about it is I guess is because it's the same thing that we've seen before. Like it's a torso that we've kind of seen this concept before. We've known what this torso like kind of twitching around is. I guess because this one doesn't have like any blood or anything. Does it have? I think it might have blood on it. Sure, I can't remember. But I guess since the time it's not like a electrified corpse where it has live wires or something. It's not like that type. It's sort of just more of like a guy tortured torso, just like kind of doing like just rocking his head around, and pretty much that's what it is, kind of. But it's still a decent prop. It's also a constant motion prop too, which is pretty interesting. Don't know how that's actually going to work out, but we'll have to wait and see. But constant motion is pretty interesting. Um, Next up after Tortured Torso, they announced him, I think, 3 days later, actually, after him. was a prop called the Collector, who's my third favorite this year. And I have to admit, this guy is definitely really cool. I knew we were going to get probably a prop some type similar to Nightmare Harvester. Like, probably will be the same style of him and everything. And we actually did end up, of course, getting it. And his name, like I said, is the Collector. And he looks really cool. I mean, he's once again, he was actually the first prop to be announced that actually had phrases, because I was waiting for a while to have a prop that actually says something at least. And this is actually the first prop that we got announced that actually said it. And he, of course, looks really cool. I can't wait to see him set up in stores. He just looks amazing. And I heard somewhere too, I don't know if, like, I guess they say the bag moves, but I didn't see, I don't think I could see the bag moving in the video, but I've heard some people say I think the bag moves. Not sure if that's actually, yeah, but I think I heard the bag's supposed to like squirrel, like do something, but I don't know. Yeah, but he just looks really cool, the Collector. I like him a lot. He's definitely really cool. He's definitely Nightmare Harvester, I think. Like, yeah, I do like Collector. And next up is actually my favorite prop this year, and I can tell you this is probably one of the best props I think I've seen Spirit ever do. It just is really cool. I just really love the concept of the prop. I really love how its jumping style movement is done, and that is Demonic Dahlia. And I was calling her Demonic Delilah. I didn't know how to say the name, and I think I just realized it's Dahlia, Demonic Dahlia. And overall, probably the best prop this year. It's just, I just love her. Like the way she jumps and everything, her design, it's absolutely incredible. I feel like I just like it's definitely something different I've seen before for jumping prop. Haven't seen it like kind of sit down. I mean, I don't remember if we've seen something like that before, but I think this might be the first time we've ever seen like where her movements absolutely like it just jumps out with this really different emotion, and that's what I really love about her. It's a really amazing prop in my opinion. Really love it a lot. I know some people also say that she could probably easily break. Well, we'll have to see if that will. I guess because she does lunge pretty fast. I guess like her motor can break, but she's still. I really can't wait to see her set up too. She looks absolutely amazing, like I said. Um, and next up after her was Waving Wally, and I actually do like this prop as well. He's pretty decent. Um, when I first heard about this guy, I mean, I just wasn't like so far it looked okay, but when after I guess the video was announced, it was actually really he was actually better than we thought. His waving movement's actually really cool, and I also like how his eyes light up and his nose light up. That's actually really cool. And I'm not a huge too fan of the voice, but I guess I'd say I like his phrases. His phrases are pretty cool. Like I said, his name's Waving Wally. He's definitely really cool. I do like him a lot. And he's actually, if you've seen that video of the Canton, Michigan store that opened recently, he's set. He is like the only new prop set up because, of course, when you all see the flagship video, like when somebody uploads the flagship video of like New Jersey, for those people who are from New Jersey and they upload that video, you're going to see pretty much like everything. So, yeah. And then after that, we have not Rust, Abandoned Annie, and I'd say she's decent. I'm pretty sure she has the same exact phrases actually as Grave Grabbing Doll, from that's what I've heard, and I actually didn't realize. I think like one of her phrases says it, but I think the one that was heard in the video was the same exact thing that Grave Grabbing Doll said. Which Grave Grabbing Doll is, I actually do have. Yeah, she says the same. I think she says the same. Like maybe I think one of the phrases, I can't remember if that's what Grave Grabbing Doll said, but two of them are the same from Grave Grabbing Doll, I believe. So, yeah, Abandoned Annie looks pretty decent. Her mouth movement is definitely really cool. Could have used, I guess, maybe I don't know. It's a decent prop. I do like it. Definitely a different also type prop that Spirit hasn't done before either. Next up was the prop what I was just mentioning about called Rusty. And Rusty, this prop is my fifth favorite prop this year. I can't tell you guys that this is probably the most insane prop that I've actually seen Spirit do in a long time. The reason why I say this is because it has crazy style movement. Like its head is kind of rocking back and forth, and it like moves up the chainsaw, and it just like shakes, And I guess it would have been better. I guess some people say if the chainsaw moved, but it still looks like really cool prop from what it is, and it's definitely something Spirit has also never done before too, and that's what I really like about it. Some props this year have actually been better. That I feel like Spirit Halloween's really taking some good time on doing these props, and that's what I really like about them. But yeah, like I said, Rusty is definitely a really cool prop. I can't wait to see it set up too. Hopefully he'll actually be like in full style movement. That way he'll be so good that I can show him on video because he looks like his movement is really crazy. But I like him a lot because of that actually. Um, and the next up was the Graveyard Ghoul, which is another, like I also was said on the website, the constant motion animatronic. And interesting, it's also pretty decent. It's basically, of course, a normal like cemetery prop, but I guess what's different about it is it's not really the normal because it has something different. Normally, you see tombstone props, you'll think about them as one popping or rising up from the tombstone. This time, it's like a head just peeking out through the tombstone, going like from side to side, and it's actually pretty interesting. I do like it a lot. Its phrases, though, they don't really mean a lot. It's really the same like type thing. I feel like you hear in a lot of props, but I think its voice sounds pretty cool. Yeah, it's a decent prop, Graveyard Ghoul. I do like it a lot. I do like it. It's also a decent prop. Not bad. It's actually decent, pretty good. And then the recent prop they just announced, and there's a few props that haven't really been announced yet, but I do know what they are because the video, as you have seen on Instagram, that video. So, um, yeah. So basically, the prop that was just announced was Pennywise, and of course, a prop that I was pretty much expecting to see this year because of course It Chapter 2 is coming out this year, and of course we ended up getting a Pennywise animatronic. Really, really love this Pennywise animatronic. Second favorite prop this year. Knew he was going to be one of my favorites. Looks absolutely incredible as well. Basically, Pennywise, he borrows the same exact movement as Forest Demon, which I was surprised, but I still think it's really cool because it's not like it actually says phrases from the movie. It says like 3 phrases from the It movie, and it's really the It remake, and it absolutely looks amazing. It's going to be a very late shipment though. A lot of stores aren't going to get it until like mid-September, I heard, but it looks absolutely amazing. The Pennywise prop, it looks so cool. Basically, like he has like the balloon in his hand. Of course, everyone will know that, and he just looks really cool. I feel like though, like few people I think were saying this, that I guess he might have the same. You know how like Forest Demon sometimes when he bent like he went back down, there was a little like you heard his motor kind of little going off pretty much. I feel like I could be worried that could happen the same thing as Pennywise because Pennywise has the same exact movement as him, and it would be pretty much, I guess, the same because of that. But we'll have to wait and see. Maybe they give him a different motor so that wouldn't happen. But basically, he's pretty much a Forest Demon, like licensed version of Forest Demon, pretty much Pennywise. But I really, really like him a lot. He is absolutely incredible. He's definitely a really good prop. And now the props that weren't really announced yet, but were revealed through the TV for that video. So one of the props was revealed was called Jack Straw. And basically it's like I guess I'd say looming straw man type, except he's sort of like sitting down and he kind of rises up. He's definitely pretty interesting. As I always see from the video, I don't know, I think he sounds just a normal, just I can't remember what he sounds like. He just sounds like, he doesn't say anything. He just he does a laugh and just some noise. I think that's what it does. But it looks pretty cool, Jack Straw. That does look like a pretty decent prop. There's also a prop called Headless Help, and it's basically I'd say it has sort of I say lost her way, or sort of say I'd say more like beheaded bride, but like a male version. And I guess what to say is pretty decent. It's kind of, like I said, it's definitely interesting. I actually just found out that it actually has the same like voice as Skeeves, which is really interesting. So I guess it says the same exact things as Skeeves. It kind of reminds me in a way, sort of like Skeeves the Butler, pretty much. So yeah, he definitely looks really interesting. And if it says ski, and if he says the Skeeves the Butler phrases, that would be really cool because I think that's what I heard he actually says, which is really interesting. I don't think I could hear his like what he says very much, but I guess I heard that it's actually Skeeves, so it's pretty interesting. I have the mini Skeeves from 2013. Um, and then the last prop for this year was is a prop called, well, it's not been renowned yet, but it's like I guess the final prop, and it's his name is Mr. Toots, and he's basically like a clown on like a car, I'd say, like a clown car, and he's pretty decent. So we have like 4 clown props this year. 4 clown props. Like we have Grouchy, we have Greg said we have Grouchy, we have Waving Wally, we have Pennywise, and we have uh, Mr. Toots. So yeah, it's pretty interesting. I do think these props are going to be really cool to see in store. Yeah, Mr. Toots, he looks decent as well. But anyways, overall, I just think for that the entire year, 2019 looks like a really exciting year. I can't wait until the store opens. It's definitely going to be very exciting. Like I said, can't wait. I'm going to probably do tours, hopefully about a few weeks, guys. So stay tuned for that. Anyway, though, guys, I also want to talk about to you a few of the locations because there's several locations that I am going to go to this year. First off, in this area, we don't have. We have a decent. I guess we would say we have a decent amount of locations in my area this year. So there's like a few locations in one town that's like one city from like close to where I am, and hold on, guys. And basically, I mean, it's also pretty. It's so we have okay. So there's 2 locations. There's 2 locations in Salem, Massachusetts this year, and so when it comes to Salem, Massachusetts, it's it's the Halloween town. They gotta have a spirit there. And as you already checked in my video, there will be a location in Salem as well as the one they have that was very small, which I didn't go to, but I posted about that last year. So yeah, that's they have 2 of them in Salem this year, and there's another location that's probably not too far. Won't probably build like till be a location probably not until mid-September, but it's a location in Chelsea, Massachusetts, and Chelsea, Massachusetts. Yeah, it's a town that's close to where I am. So that's like it's a decent sized store, I'd say that one. I don't think that one will open until mid-September though. But that's one of the other locations that's in my area. Then I don't know yet, but there could be possibly one because we're still waiting on a relocation for Woburn, possibly, if that ever is going to happen. But we'll have to wait and see because we haven't heard anything about it. We do know about Tewksbury, which I went to last year. That one is returning. We'll definitely go back to that store this year. And there's 3 locations in Nashua this year. Yeah, 3 of them. I think the ones I might show on video might be just the one next to Town Fair Tire and the one in the former Toys R Us, which I know some people may know about that one. Because those will be like 2 locations. I think the first one I might end up going to possibly could be the Toys R Us one or the Daniel Webster one. Have to wait and see. Maybe I don't know. We'll have to wait and see whatever the first one opens is. But as you also know, I've always also go down to like the South Shore with my nanny and papa to check out all those locations. I'm not going to talk about all of those because that's going to be a lot to describe about. But there's a lot of actually pretty good locations down there this year. There's actually like a lot of them. If you guys haven't seen the store locator yet, definitely check that out because that's where all the stores are posted on there. But anyway, though, guys, I think that's all I got to say for this video for my thoughts on Spirit Halloween 2019. So anyway, though, guys, make sure to like this video, subscribe, and comment down below what you guys think of Spirit Halloween 2019. Anyways, that's all I got to say for this video, and I'll see you all later. And also stay tuned for Spirit Halloween 2019 tours coming, hopefully in a few weeks. Anyways, this is Aaron signing off.